Okay. In five, four, three, two, one. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Junior Golf Podcast. I'm your host, Ro Thompson. And man, we got a special guest in the building. Can you hear me okay, Say? Oh,
Yes, sir, I can.
all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest on the podcast tonight. We have none other than Sage Bradshaw from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Give it up. Sage, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good. Hey, thanks for being on, man.
Yes,
I've been
sir.
watching you progress in the junior golf space, and I like what I see. We'll get to some of that stuff in just a few minutes. But man, before we get into all the junior golf talk, tell us a little tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, sir. So I'm 16 years old. I'm a graduate in the 2026 class, and I live in Hilton Head, and I'm attending Hilton Head Christian Academy. I have two awesome sisters downstairs that are watching, hopefully, and two great parents that are so supportive of me. I couldn't thank them enough.
Yes, yes. We've been, Sage, I guess we've probably been knowing you for about what, 10 years now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You coming up in the junior golf ranks, right? You and
Yeah, I don't
John
know
have
about that.
you and John have been playing a lot of junior golf tournaments together, US kids, right?
Yes, sir. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. So Sage, take us back to when you first got started. How did you get into the game of golf?
Yeah, I was born in August. My birthday's in August, and for my first Christmas, my granddad gave me a set of real golf clubs. I was still in a carrier, so I had no clue what to do with them, or I couldn't even walk or talk. So it was kind of like one of those presents, and my dad was questioning what, because my dad played college baseball, so he was hoping I was going to be a baseball kid, but he gave them to me, and I uh, I was crawling with them under me, and I couldn't have imagined it going any better than how it has so far. And I remember my dad used to record the Masters and the Open and all of those amazing tournaments. And I would wake up, grab my little cup of chocolate milk from the fridge, and walk in there and turn on the TV every morning and watch some golf.
Wow. So that's how the journey started.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, why did you continue to play golf? Why do you like why do you love golf so much? Because I can tell you love it, but what made you like really grab hold to golf?
I'm a big history buff, and I love to compete. So I mean, this is probably the most historic game. It has so much tradition from the Masters to the Open. I mean, you can walk the grounds as the same as Jack Nicklaus and Tiger, and all of the golf courses, most of them at least, you can go play yourself. And but the bottom line is, I just really enjoy the game. It's cliche, but it has many parallels to life. You have good days and bad days. You usually end up getting bigger gains from the ones that are bad. But I think it's how you handle the process of failure is how you gain the love for the game. And I think that's probably how I enjoyed it so much. And I couldn't imagine playing another sport.
Right. Now, so do you play any other sports or just golf?
Just golf, just golf. Football coaches wanted me to come play tight end or O line or something, but I told them I'm too much of a wuss and I don't really want to get hurt. So
Right, right. Yeah, golf is one of those sports say you don't have to worry about contact,
yes,
get
sir.
getting hurt, getting concussions and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. So now Sage, what have you been doing to get so good at this game? Because I've seen you like really take off in this game. So give us a little, maybe your practice schedule. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing to get really good at the game of golf.
Well, I'm very thankful to be able to live 30 minutes from my coach, and Tim Cook. He's since we've moved down here and I started working with him, he's been astronomically made the difference, and I couldn't have asked for a better person to be working my game with. That being said, he's got me working on some stuff with my wedges, trying to get in some stock yardages and flighted wedges for the going into the spring season. I'm also working on trying to flight the ball down or higher, and being able to work the ball a little bit better. versus just trying to go at the flag, which I have a tendency of doing too much. But really just being consistent in practice and trying to make sure every rep is accounted for, and making sure every swing is with a swing thought. I've also been working on my pacing a lot, my tempo with my swing. I
Yes.
started going to a slower backswing going into the summer this year, and I kind of started getting inconsistent during the fall, and I had a couple of rough tournaments. But other than that, that's really it. But I really enjoy it. It's been a lot of fun last year working. So.
That's good, Sage. For those of you that have just tuned in, we're talking to Sage Bradshaw. Sage is the #1 2026 player in the state of South Carolina. He's ranked like 500 in the nation and top 75 in the country in 2026. Hey, Sage, I'm the junior golf guru, so I know all the stats.
Yes, sir.
So Sage, give us your practice routine. What are you when you go out? Because golf is one of those sports like your dad can't be everywhere with at every practice. He's got to work. He's got to pay for tournaments. He's got to make sure lessons. He got to take care of all of that. What do you do when you get to the course? What's the first thing you do?
I always try and get a little bit of chipping in before I go to full swing. It really
Okay.
helps me be able to warm up, but also kind of diversify my shots when I'm hitting them. So like I'll hit some flighted wedges or some high chips and like high flighted wedges with no spin, or low flighted wedges with a lot of spin. And then I'll drive over to the practice facility or the range with my golf cart and hit all kinds of shots. I'm only hit 7-irons mainly when I'm working on irons, because it's kind of middle. It gives you that short iron feel, but also that longer iron feel. And then I'd like to say my strength is my driver, but it kind of
Yes.
can be my weakness at the same time, because
Okay.
I'll hit it good and I'll play well, or I'm sending it left and right and trying to scramble for pars. But
Right.
I'm always make sure I get a few drivers in there, and then try and do some putting work right at the end, so that I'm leaving on a good note.
Good deal. So I was going to actually say, what do you feel is the strongest part of your game, and what do you feel is the weakest part that you have to really work hard at?
The strongest part I feel like has been my ball striking recently. Thanks to Tim, we've really worked on trying to get my tempo back to where it was, which has helped me gain distance and consistency, which is kind of the best of both worlds. But the weakest part of my game definitely has been my putting. But it's gotten better. I've been doing some stuff on the Sam Putt Lab with Tim, and it's been phenomenal to be able to work on that with him. It's crazy how many numbers they can give you on just a little shot.
That's good. That's good. Well, Sage, you've had some really good finishes this year, and do you feel like you're playing your best golf ever?
I feel like I'm playing better than I have in past years, but
Okay.
I'm looking forward to hopefully getting better and being able to play my best golf in the future. That's kind of been how I've been thinking. You don't have to peak now. You want to be able to peak hopefully if I make a PGA Tour run, hopefully peak when I'm on there, maybe win a few tournaments. But I do think I'm definitely hitting it better than I have in past years.
Right. And we'll talk about PGA in just a few minutes. But knowing what you know now, Sage, we got some parents and we got some junior golfers listening. What would you say to the junior golfers that are trying to get better? They may be ranked 5,000 in the country. They may be ranked 2,000 in the country. What would you recommend to them to help them get better at their game?
My main thing that I always harp on when people ask me that question is just you have to love it, and you have to surround with people who are also on that journey that want to do the same thing that you want to do. But you have to also embrace the hardships, because that's really where you gain your best lessons from, and where you learn the most about yourself. And I think the best blessing I could ask for coming down here to Hilton Head has been my friends. We play against each other multiple times a week, and which used to be John in Columbia. So
Yeah,
I wish that he was down here with us, and that would have been a lot of fun. But it definitely has been surrounding with people with or surrounding myself with people who have the same goals and are excited to get better. So
That's awesome. Yeah, it was you and Teddy and Grant Palucci and all you guys. Y'all used to battle a lot up here in Columbia. Who's some of your friends
yes,
in
sir.
Hilton Head that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, so Gabe Schmitz, he's been
Okay.
my best friend. We were on the same golf team. We go to Hilton Head Christian together.
Okay.
Cade Kunis, committed to Maryland. He's a great player. Worked with
Yes.
him as well. Um, JP Reed and Philip Court, both on my golf team, both go to Hilton Head Christian Academy. Jack Krausor, Tag. I mean, I could sit here and name everybody down here. They're all so good.
Right.
It's kind of hard to just pick a few, but
Right.
it's been a lot of fun.
A lot of good players, man. Too many to, like you said, too many to
Sure.
rattle off. Now, Sage,
Yes, sir.
I've seen you have some bad days, and I've seen you have a
Yes,
lot of
sir.
good days. What do you tell yourself when you're having a bad day? Things may be a little off, but what do you try to tell yourself to kind of get your game back in line? What are some of the thoughts that go through your head?
Yes, sir. So I always think about how, I mean, my worth is not defined on a golf course. It's always, I mean, ever since I was little, we've always talked about how it's not found in golf, but it's found in the Lord. And that's every time I walk off a golf course, whether it's a good day or a bad day, I try and give the glory to God. I definitely would not be where I am without him, and I couldn't thank him enough for being alongside with me. But as I was saying earlier, you also have to embrace the bad days. Every player can handle success. I feel like that's where I can separate myself, is how I can process the bad days. Don't get me wrong, I get frustrated, but I try hard to not let a bad shot, bad hole, or bad round go to waste. The real value is in the struggle. I'm going to grow more from the bad days than the good.
Yeah, and one thing that I can say, Sage, I've never seen you throw a club, have a bad attitude on the course. You've always been a really solid kid on the course, and that's why we've always embraced you. We've always, you're real respectful. You, like I said, you
Thank you.
don't have a bad attitude. So, man, and I got to give it to your parents. Your parents has instilled that into you. Great job, Mr. and Miss Bradshaw. Y'all
Thank
done
you.
an excellent job with Sage.
They
That is,
are they are pretty awesome.
yes, yes. Yeah, and your dad's okay too.
Yeah, I mean, he's okay, I guess.
Right. I like to have fun with them when we're out on the course. So, Sage,
Yes,
talk
sir.
about who's some of your favorite PGA Tour players?
I've always really liked Scotty since he came onto the scene. He has such a good head on his shoulders, and a great example is it's a great example to junior golfers. I also, one of the things I really like is whenever he won the Masters a couple of years ago, the first thing he said is, "I just want to give the glory to God," and I really really admire him for that. I'm also a big fan of Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, and Sam Burns. I have the pleasure of being a member at the May River Club, and I've seen Sam out here a few times, so um, that was pretty cool. But I mean, he's a great dude. So
That's good. That's good. So if you could put together a dream pairing, and it could be Pops, it could be PGA Tour, it could be somebody not on the tour, who would your dream pairing be?
it would just be me and my dad.
Just you and your dad.
There's nobody in the world that I enjoy playing golf more than with my dad. Um, and we have some great conversations on the golf course, and if I couldn't imagine having a better dad or better best friend. So
That's good. That's really good. So now Sage, what's in the bag?
I actually am all Titleist. So I have a Scotty Phantom 5.5. I had a Newport 2 going into last year, and I liked the feel of the blade, but I needed the
Mhm.
stability of the mallet. So
Gotcha.
that Phantom 5.5 kind of offsets it. And then I just got fitted for a few new clubs. I got a new set of irons. I went to the newer T100s, and I'm
Yes.
playing the X100 shaft in them.
Okay.
And then I've got TSR Woods and TSR Driver. They're all TSR 3s. And then I've
Okay.
got Venice shafts in those. And then I have Vokey wedges 50, 54, and 58.
Good. Good. Now, what's your secret weapon in your bag, or what's your good luck charm? Do you have what's the strangest thing you have in your bag?
Um, it's weird. I have a ball marker from like like 10 years ago, and it's a plastic ball marker. I never use it. It's from Forest Hills, which is where we remembers at in St. Louis when we lived there for a few years.
Oh, okay.
And I took it out for like a couple of weeks because I forgot to put it back in my bag, and I started playing bad, and I kind of noticed that it was um, one of those things. I was like, well, I probably should throw it back in there. But my secret weapon probably is my 5 wood. I love my 5 wood.
You love the 5 wood? Yeah, because most
I
people
love
don't
the
carry
5 wood.
wood. They carry a 3 wood and but not a 5 wood. How far do you
Yes,
carry your
sir.
5 wood?
Right around 245, 250.
Good.
If I hit it good, maybe off a tee, I can get it up there to 260, but that's kind of hitting it hard. But
That's good. Okay. And what are some of your favorite courses, whether it's South Carolina, across the US? What are some of your favorite courses out there?
actually, all mine are in South Carolina. So my favorite is the Ocean Course.
Yeah,
Um,
Kiowa.
and then,
Okay.
yes, sir, I played in a couple tournaments there. Hurricane Junior Golf Tour used to put a tournament on out there, and that was a
Okay.
lot of fun. Um, one year we actually got fogged out. We didn't even get to play the second day because it was so foggy. We
Hmm.
couldn't see the back edge of the putting green.
Oh
Um,
wow. It was that foggy?
mhm.
Wow.
Yes, sir. And then I'm kind of biased when I say this, but the course out here at Palmetto Bluff is amazing. It's Jack Nicklaus design, so I love Jack Nicklaus design courses. So
Gotcha.
that's probably two, and then three is probably Secession out in
Okay.
Beaufort on Cat
Okay.
Island. So,
Good. Now, what's your lowest tournament round ever?
so my lowest tournament round, so that would have been um, last year in the National High School Championship. We got in as a team, went flew out to
Yes.
Texas. It was a lot of fun. We played the first day. Honestly can't even remember the golf course, but it wasn't the Fields Ranch courses. And I shot 67 after the first day. So
That's
that
going
was pretty
low.
cool. And then it was during the Open, so we were watching the Open that night, and they had the little ticker on the bottom. And it said it was like National High School Invitational, and then it had the kid who was in first, and then it had a bunch of people were stacked up at 5 under. So I have a picture of that, and
Oh.
it was super cool to be able to see that with my team and
Now,
everything.
what
So
did the number one shoot?
the kid who was leading the tournament shot 6 under or 7 under the first day. It was insane.
Oh yeah,
But
that's insane. So he shot 65.
yes,
Wow,
sir.
that's incredible. So y'all had some really good kids out there. What part of Texas was that in? You remember?
It was in Frisco, so just outside
Frisco.
of Dallas.
Was
Yes,
it
sir.
okay?
It was
Because
so hot.
right, they have the I want to say they have the PGA out there now, don't they, in Frisco?
Yes, sir. It's at the PGA headquarters.
Right, that's correct. That's correct. Good deal. Now, Sage, you're doing all of this, you're playing a lot of golf, you're reaching, some really good milestones in junior golf. Um, if there were some college coaches out there that's listening to this right now, what would be your top, let's say top three schools? Where would you like to go and play?
Well, that's a great question, but I don't really have a specific answer to it. Um,
Okay.
I I just know I love this game, and I want to play
Yeah.
it as long as I can. And to do that, I need to make sure I go to a school that will push me and help me reach my full potential. And I know there's going to be a lot of variables in that, just like coaching staff and facilities and team. But
Yes.
I'm looking forward to whenever that starts in June, and it'll be a lot of fun. I'm excited to be able to talk to some coaches finally. So
That's a really good answer, Sage. Now, if now let's say I'm a coach. What can I expect from you? If I recruited you on my team, what can I expect from you?
um, honestly, I always have pushed myself to try and work as hard as I can and get better.
Right.
I can assure the coach that I'm going to work as hard as I can to make sure that our team succeeds and that I succeed in whatever that might be. Not just golf, but academics as well. But um, and I hopefully I'll be able to keep everybody level headed out there. So
Good. Be a good leader. Be a good leader to the
yes,
team, right?
sir. Yes,
Good.
sir.
Good. All right. And would you like to give the next level a shot?
without a doubt. I want to play as long as my potential will take me, and I think hopefully that'll be a PGA Tour, maybe a few wins, maybe a couple majors, but um, and that really has been my goal since I was little. I always have said I want to play on the PGA Tour, and I'm sticking to that.
Good. That's a very good goal, Sage. It's a small percentage that make it, but if you
Yes, sir.
make up in your mind that that's what you want and you put the work in and go after it, you can get that done. Good
Yes,
deal.
sir. Thank you.
So what's the goal in high school golf this year?
Well, I mean, I feel like the end goal is always win a state championship, so we're going to try and run it back and win another one. We had a
Okay.
great battle last year with Hilton Head Prep, so that's actually a rival school, which is kind of
Okay.
fun. It's crazy though, because like all of our other sports are very intense with prep, and we're all really good friends with them. The golf teams just hang out together all the time outside of the golf course, and it's a lot of
That's
fun.
good.
So
And what about an individual title?
I'm not against that. I'm gonna try and get two in a row in that one too. So
There you go.
that'll be pretty fun if I can pull that one out.
You can do it, man. I believe in you, Sage.
So
And
thank you.
man, so Sage, in as we wrap up, um, what would you say to encourage other junior golfers that are striving to be, top in their class, top in the nation? What would you say to those other junior golfers out there to inspire them?
Um, Work hard and have fun. You got to embrace the journey. So just because you have one hiccup doesn't mean that your career is going to be set back. Um, it really has been something like my dad is so good. My mom is so good about making sure that I make sure that know that my worth's not in golf, and no matter how you play, no matter how you practice, um, you've got your worth in the Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ, and just knowing that is one of the key things that I think my parents have taught me and that I've really embraced through my junior golf career. So if you can work hard, have fun, and know where your worth's at, I think that you'll go as far as you possibly can in this game.
Good, good, good. Now, say, we're in a big social media age. How can our listeners, if they have a question about junior golf or they have a question about golf in general, how can our audience reach you?
Yes, sir. So I have Instagram. That's really the only thing I have. My Instagram, I guess you call it a handle. I don't.
Yes,
I'm just getting into this kind of stuff.
that's
So
it.
it's
That's it.
Sage Bradshaw 26 is my Instagram handle. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions or anything. So I'll be happy to answer.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Sage, this has been great, man. I appreciate you doing this. Like I said, I've been watching you, and I love to get juniors on to give their perspective so other juniors can listen because sometimes, y'all don't like to listen to the parents. So
Yes,
so
sir.
maybe
That's the truth.
maybe y'all will listen to some of the other juniors that's really succeeding and doing real well in the game of junior golf. So again, thank you, Sage. We appreciate you being on tonight and appreciate you agreeing to do this. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much for having me. It was good to talk to you and see you again.
All right. Hang on.